After what feels like the closest shave we've had in a few zones, the zone of contamination is feeling a bit more accessible today, provided we don't get snowed in, now that I've said that out loud. Hello, Legion. This is Hadria. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of the Long Dark in our Against All Odds series. I'm going to leave this cave. Just for a second. And I'm going to very quickly step over here. It's quite dark outside. It's actually so dark that I can't even see the frickin' meat, which is all I'm trying to grab really quick. Trying to conserve this as much as possible. Oh, walk right past it. There we go. So we cooked an entire deer, which is quite nice. We also finished the reading that I've been carrying around for multiple episodes at the end of the last one. So we really are in a great position. The only thing that sucks is that at the very end of that, especially since we rested at the end of the previous episode.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
At the very end of that, it's the middle of the night. So now we've got to pass a bit of time and get ready to head out in the morning. So let's go ahead and, well, first of all, before we pass time the old-fashioned way, I mean, I could make another couple of bandages here. Let's go ahead and do that. Mainly just to do something productive. And there's nothing else that I can really prepare at the moment unless I started a fire, which I don't want to do. So let's now pass time for, let's say 4 hours. I might even pass time a little bit longer. But the main thing I'd like to do shortly is sleep. Regain a bit more condition, which would be amazing. Okay, so now we can sleep for a couple of hours. Let's also eat this venison. Still have over half a pound of it in our inventory. And we can sleep for about 3 hours. 2 and change. Okay, sun's coming up. I'm going to grab a little bit more of this water. Now, have I held on to any of the books that I finished? I don't think I have, but I want to make sure. Nope, looking good. One thing I could have done is sharpened these. That would be a good way to pass some time. Let's see how the weather is, and we'll kind of decide.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Oh no. Okay, it's cold, but this is so clear. I'm going to just take advantage. We're going to chow down on this. I hate to leave this behind, but we're going to be visiting wolf territory sooner than later. So we're going to leave this water and food here. And this will hopefully be a refuge for us. Now there are some cattails out here that I still haven't picked. None nearby, but some a little bit farther this way. So we're going to go check on that. One thing I really like about this area of zone of contamination right now is that it just seems like there's not a lot of hostile wildlife near this cave. So when you come here, it really is kind of a safe haven in an otherwise, I mean, it's a far territory zone. It's one of the far territories, like we were talking about at the end of the last one. And, okay, I guess I maybe did pick more cattails out here. I could have sworn I saw some just now, but I guess they were just thin stalks. So we don't have all the time in the world. Let's go this way and see what we can spot. To tell you the truth, I kind of want to light a fire just to, like, warm up a beverage and drink something so that I don't find myself in a bad way here. But first, let's climb here. It'd be a shame to lose too much condition after regaining so much. We were closing in on the 25% mark. Might have even been below that.
I want to lay down for a bit.
No, you don't. You really, really don't. I promise you that. Please don't lay down for a bit. What I will do, though, is grab some sticks. Not going to touch the branch. All right, let's come back here. I don't remember if this actually leads anywhere. Okay. I think this goes back in the direction of the waterfall. Oh, interesting. Well, there's more going on back here. I like it. I'm going to grab a few sticks while I can. Lots of branches, but those would take time to break down, and I am losing condition, so we're not going to do that. All right, that looks like potentially a traversable cave. I want to poke my head over here and see what I can find if I go closer to the falls, just for the sake of exploration, but we're going to go inside that cave, because if it's traversable, number one, it should be warm enough. Number two, oh, I see another stick. Number two, we can light a fire. So with that in mind, seems like it might be one you can actually enter, but I can't quite tell. By actually enter, I mean like an interior environment that would give me a load screen. Interesting that the, so this ice effect that you're seeing right now, okay, I remember this cave. That's the terrain blending, creating an interesting effect on the walls of this cave. Really odd, too, because the terrain blending you typically only see along the kind of floor of caves. That's right. Yeah, see, look at this. It's all over. It's not just the caves you see it on the floors. It's just at the base of everything in the world, because that's what the terrain blending is meant to be. But here it's actually going really vertical. I don't know what to make of that. Okay, cool. This is taking us in another direction. What I'm really hoping to see is just to kind of at least get my bearings on where the other buildings may be. Where I am relative to them. Because I kind of remember, sort of. That's why I wanted to go up to a high point and look around. Okay, I see a climbing point, which we could potentially use. Okay, I see some snow starting to fall. That is not really what I wanted to see. Alright, that's where we came up. We could go back through this way, I think. No bears or wolves nearby. There might be some cattails on this pond, though. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, no, it's not a pond, it's a river. Alright, we need to get inside. I'm losing a lot of the health that I regained. I either need to get inside or need to get a fire going so that I can be warm enough. It might make the most sense to turn back and light a fire inside the cave. But I want to take another few moments to get my bearings. And hopefully not realize that what I just said was an unintentional pun in any way. The actual bears can keep their distance. Okay, I see some cattails, but I do need to get inside. So let's grab these. I'm a little bit frustrated that I can't even see the buildings yet. I was kind of expecting to be able to poke my head over a ridge and have a better view. And this is not the terrain that I remember. Again, don't really have strong memories of the way this zone is laid out. And at this point, we're pretty much committed to whatever direction we're walking in, because I think the cave that we came out of is far enough behind us. We'll lose enough health going back to it. So it's also worth mentioning that I am really cold. So anything I need to shoot at, it's going to be harder to hit. Yeah, this is much less open terrain. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. There's this river back here. Okay, we're going to cross here. I'm going to go over this ridge over here, because I'm still hoping for that kind of vista that gives me a sense of where the buildings are. But at this point, I also need some shelter, because it's looking like we may have a weather problem on our hands. I'm going to try and run over here as fast as I can, look over my shoulder. Let me grab these reishi mushrooms. It's such a shame that these take so long. We're going to come up here and just see what I can spot. I kind of doubt that there's going to be anything close enough for me to use a shelter if I come up here. But I want to at least look up here and get my bearings. Oh, that's not what I wanted to see. That looks a lot like a drop-off. All right, hypothermia risk is approaching 50%, and we are also approaching about 50% health. So, suboptimal. Oh, hold on. I see buildings. That's the mine. Perfect. Okay. Well, no, not perfect. But still perfect enough. I remembered this was here. I was like, wait a minute. All right, so there's the chemical boots. Very nice. Let's grab the marine flare, the wires, and let's get the heck inside. Oh my goodness. And we're going to try and recover some of the condition we just lost. You probably can, Jennifer, but we're not going to. Because we need stuff. Alright, that was more condition loss than I really wanted. But thankfully we are warm enough in here, we can relax. Pinnacle peaches, 49%. Now that's an unexpected find. Okay, cleared the junk. Looks a little bit better in here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and eat these, because the thing is, pinnacle peaches are nice and everything, but they're heavy to lug around. So the fact that we just found the mine is a big frickin' deal. Because we can recover some condition and then make our way towards those buildings. We will have some wolves to deal with, but now that I know where the mine is, we're just in better shape overall. I'm going to go ahead and sleep for 5 hours. Not only will I warm back up, but I'll recover some condition, and then we can head in that direction. Also sounds like the weather's cooperating, but as we've learned with the settings that I chose for this playthrough, sometimes I don't think it applies when you're inside. I think if there was a blizzard outside, we would hear it inside like it was a blizzard, but when you're outside, it doesn't sound like a blizzard. It just sounds like a gentle breeze. Maybe not a gentle breeze, but like a consistent,
Not sure I can carry much
steady
more.
breeze. And it's hard to, okay, yeah. It's hard to actually know if there's a blizzard that's about to give you a problem. Okay, I want to try and get into the mine. I'm very aware of the fact that it's not the safest place to start, but at least it'll be a waypoint on the way to the buildings. I don't see any toxic wolves, but they're here. They are here. Without question, they are here. So we just need to get down to the mine as fast as we can. I'm not wearing the chemical boots yet. Might change that if I'm forced to walk through an area where I need the protection. It's been so long since I was in the zone of contamination that I don't even fully remember how the protection mechanics work. Ooh, I've got less than one full magazine. Okay. Okay. I see you, game. Interesting. So it looks like there's no straight shot. Yeah, this is not really goatable. You wouldn't want to try to goat this, although that's just an assumption. I don't know that for sure. But you're kind of meant to go around this way. The mine's entrance is way over there. And we could actually attract some attention going this way. I genuinely forgot how massive this strip mine is. It's huge. The scale of it, I mean, they could have gone smaller and it still would have been an impressive part of the world, but I mean, it's a strip mine, so you expect it to be like this. And they went big. They went all out. It looks great. Okay, there's a part of me that's tempted, since I'm coming this far, I may as well just go towards the main buildings. But I think it might be slightly closer. I don't know. It's actually looking like the main buildings would be an easier shot, because look at this.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm freezing.
All right, there's my hypothermia risk again. That's not good. I think I'm just going to go straight for the main buildings. Yeah. I'll go to the mine later. I mean, I guess maybe I could have gone around. Yeah, okay, there's that ledge there. Okay, so I could have gone the other way and found my way down. But you couldn't see that from the other direction. So since I went this way, I think the best thing to do is just to come up this way towards that tower in the distance. There's so much to explore here. Hello? Okay. Alright, let's run him off. Really? Really, dude? There's a reason I was using the revolver. Alright, I really would prefer not to try and kill a wolf right now. And if the wolf were to get to me, it would probably be fatal. So I'm gonna head down this way. We're gonna go into the mine after all. I thought the revolver would be effective, but I don't think that really scared him off whatsoever. He is coming for me. And it is hard to get down to this mine, and I could have gone down that way. Oops. Man, I'm taking the long way everywhere. Okay. That was scary. That could have been run ending if he'd gotten a hold of me. Okay, just gonna control my heart rate. I can't control my heart rate. I got a cougar on me. Thankfully I don't, but we're still gonna try and do that. Okay, is there not... I could have sworn there was a way. Yeah, okay. This will work. Okay, we need to get inside yesterday. Whew. Please tell me it'll at least be warm enough in here.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Oh, wow. There's literally a shelf as soon as we come in with some scrap lead. Wow, okay. I'm just going to head this way for a while. I don't recall... I don't think the gas mask is necessary to get just into the other sections of the mine here, but I might be mistaken. We'll find out real quick. If I put this away... Yeah. Damn it. That's what I was afraid of. Those lanterns work, but they don't work for a significant radius. Oh, hey! That's a gift. It's not a lot. Chemical poisoning risk. Healed. So wait a minute. Oh, did we have a chemical poisoning risk because we had stepped into an area? Yeah, we might have very briefly stepped into an area that had some toxicity to it. I'm guessing that's what it was. This place is creepy. Love it. It's an awesome indoor area. So much to do now that we're here. That's why I wanted to come here first. Nope. Don't put that away. Alright, so thankfully, if I wanted to turn around, I could use the lanterns pretty effectively. Yeah, I seem to remember... I don't know how much farther I'm going to be able to go here. That lantern fuel in the storage bin was one of the luckiest finds we have had in quite a while. Okay, there's some coal. Honestly, that's one of the main things I was hoping to find. All right, that's the mine area. Okay, yeah. Toxic gas straight ahead. I can see it. All right, so we can't go into that section. If I were to go into the mine, I think it's also pretty toxic. I just want to go as far as I can without the protective gear. I know that in order to actually inhale, breathe normally, you need to have the mask with canisters. And we have no canisters and we have no mask at the moment. Okay, I see more coal. This is literally why I'm doing this, is just to see if I can get a little bit more coal. Oh, wow. Check this out. That is fantastic. Okay. Let's turn back around. Also, because I'm doing this, I'll get tired, then have the opportunity to rest, which will make it easier to keep condition up. I think the gas is going to come back while I'm on the way down this shaft, so I can't go much farther. But I'm going to go literally as far as this will let me without any protective gear. More lantern fuel. It's almost like they don't want you to run out of lantern fuel down here. Anyone else get that vibe? Honestly, this is farther than I thought it would be. I love it. The main place I want to get to is those buildings up top. But this is more than I thought I would be able to explore without that mask. So we're going to see what we can find. Okay, I see gas. Is it... Yeah, it's permeating the entire area. It's not just... Well, hang on. Yeah, let's not. Let's not. Not going to tempt fate. I wanted to kind of poke my head into that room, but until I have a gas mask and some canisters, we're not going to do anything silly. What I'm doing right now is silly enough. Ooh, okay. Looks like we might have a supply room here. Again, I've been in this zone once, okay? So I'm going to have a lot of reactions to this. Not only is it just one time, but it was a long time ago. So... There's a canister, nice. I'm going to have a lot of reactions that are borderline first-time reactions. I'll recognize things vaguely, but that'll be about it. Cool. Okay. If I were to keep walking this way, would I see any gas? I'm guessing yes. Wear proper safety equipment. Well, I don't have any. So what do you want from me? We're going to keep going this way. Because I do think, actually, I might have been right. I think you can get all the way into the, shall we say, more lootable sections of the mine without the gas mask. I wasn't sure, but now it's seeming increasingly the case. Accelerant, a couple of pieces of reclaimed wood. All right, not going to break that barrel down. We also got that torch a moment ago, which is nice. But if this takes us all the way back into the lootable area, then that's a huge win. Yeah, there's more coal. Oh my goodness. Okay. I see a lantern. Do the lanterns... Oh, we are in the lootable area. Holy crap. Okay. I think this is just one of the lootable areas. I think, if I remember correctly, this one is kind of an offshoot. Yeah, this is an offshoot. This isn't the main area I'm thinking of, but still. Fantastic that we're able to get this far. This is where one of the story objectives is in the second tale. So this might actually be locked. Yep, it's locked. Requires mine office key, so we'll have to get that first. There's a canister. More lantern fuel. Beautiful. What a gift. Okay. I'm really... My movement speed is absolute garbage because of all the coal that I picked up. I'm probably going to have to drop some because I'm just... It's too much. It's too much. Yeah, I've got 23 coal. It's a shame because it's a lot of coal and that's... that's a lot of temperature. It's a very warm fire. You know. It's a shame to leave that behind. And maybe I can swing back by and grab that later, because that's a significant pile of coal. And that is a cylinder. I don't think those are meant to have those textures on them. Those are probably barrels, or meant to be barrels, but they just have like ground textures on them and they're very smooth. So it's very rare in the long dark to see anything that's not properly textured, but there you go. Although earlier this episode we were just seeing some of the terrain blending go haywire. Overall, I like the look of it. It's a change, for sure. But as we get ready for Black Frost, the Long Dark 2... Oh, I see some toxic gas. Okay, we're not going any farther this way. As we get ready for Black Frost, it makes sense that, you know, the Long Dark get as many updates as possible to not change its appearance, but just make it look as current and reduce the extent to which it appears dated when people play it. Because this is a special game, and you want it to continue to appeal. And if there's little stuff they can do without breaking the appearance of the game to modernize the graphics and make it look even better, I say let them. Which is more or less what they've done. Alright, again, we're getting really tired here, which is good. We need to be tired so that we can sleep in recover condition. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Now that I'm backtracking, if I can use the lanterns, I will. It's a little bit creepy. Alright, I might have forgotten to light a lantern down this way. Let's see if that's the case. Maybe there isn't one. Yeah, I guess there's not one, or maybe there was one on this fallen support. You know what it is? There's that light on the ceiling, and if we had an aurora right now, that would be providing some of the extra light. Alright, I'm going to turn this off again. That sliver of light that I'm moving toward, I know it's a little bit surreal, but that is another lantern. Previously lit. This is absolutely one of those moments where we're grateful that there are not moments in the Long Dark where you can have stuff jump out at you in the dark. It's not that kind of survival game, thankfully. Alright, we're going to briefly light this to get our bearings. And I will look around a little bit more, see if there's another lantern anywhere. We have more lantern fuel, I just haven't put it in yet, so don't panic if you see how little we have. Alright, I actually think... Did I come this way the first time? I'm just making my way back towards the exit at this point. We don't need to explore farther, and we actually can't. I think there was one path that I didn't take. No lanterns. Yeah, this would be perfect. Right as I end the episode in a bit, I'll be able to sleep for about 6 hours. I have some stuff I can eat too. I don't have a lot I can eat. So unfortunately our fully cooked deer, that will come in handy at some point in the future, but not anytime soon. Because we left that thing behind. Thanks to the way that we came into the zone though, I have a very good sense for where that cave is relative to the entrance of the zone. At least the entrance of the zone that comes from the train station. So I have a sense for, you know, at least once I'm in that area and I know where I am, I think I could find my way back to it. With the exception of that river that I kind of stumbled upon when I expected to poke my head over the edge and see something a little bit closer to, you know, the factory area. so far, everything that I've seen while walking around has matched what I do remember. It's just a little bit vague. Okay, we're going to walk towards that light, which should be near the exit. Still too weighed down to even run. What am I carrying? I mean, I know I have some coal. I picked up some wood and some sticks. That's pretty wild, though. Because when you think about... I did all the reading. I'm not more than 50% exhausted, so my carrying capacity is not being affected. I'm just weighed down. I did pick up the scrap metal, and that probably isn't helping. But I'm not carrying all that water. I just grabbed some water. When I found those pinnacle peaches, I ate them right away. Okay, we should see the entrance around this next bend. I really do love the scale of the mine in the zone of contamination. They did a great job of, again, like I was saying with the strip mine outside, but I'm referring to the entirety of the operation, these tunnels. It's just huge. It feels massive in a way that's kind of unique to the zone. All right, no other lanterns to speak of unless there's one that okay, there's the exit. Got it. Is there not a lantern closer to the door? No, I guess not. That's the first one. All right, let's put this away. Oh, this is interesting. It's been a while since we've had this view. Okay, what in the heck am I carrying? I mean, there's coal, there's wood. The canisters, I guess, are sort of a thing. Oh, the chemical boots are actually pretty heavy. All right, that explains some of it. We're going to harvest these. That explains a healthy chunk of it. I'm going to eat these granola bars before they get any worse. I'm not going to risk those sardines. Getting food poisoning right now would be so ridiculous. So we're not going to tempt fate that way. Okay. We've got enough water to get us through. We don't really have... with the exception of those sardines, we don't really have food to speak of. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to sleep for 6 hours. And recover an appropriate amount of condition. It'll be nighttime, but approaching morning when I wake up. Or at least after midnight. Yeah, just after midnight. So starting to approach morning. In the next episode, I am going to be heading up to those buildings and hopefully have a little bit easier time accessing them, words, without having wolves almost ruin my day and end the run. That was scary, but we got them, and assuming that we can properly run the others off with my 130 plus revolver ammunition, I'm not too concerned about actually getting to the buildings. And then once we get to the buildings, we can get potentially a gas mask, we can get canisters, we can get more loot, we can get more food, we can get maybe possibly better clothing, depending if we can find some nice stuff. But at the very least, we can get the protective gear, which we need to fully explore this zone now that we're here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along for early episodes, channel emotes, and member badges. Look for the join button. New episodes every other day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below. And I'll see you next time.